Hello YouTube, Dave_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. Today's episode, we got two of the biggest games that we're going to play this season. We've got Juventus away at the Allianz Stadium before we go to the Bernabeu because we've got Real Madrid away in the Champions League. Since we last met, we played one game and we have beaten Sassuolo 4-0. Rafael Leao only played 45 minutes and that's all he needed for a brace. He is fantastic and very good at what he does. He's already got 8 goals in 4 games, which is pretty handy indeed. It leaves us top of the table, but drawing on points of Inter, and goal difference means we're second, so we're not really top, but, you know, we're there close abouts. In saying that, you've only on 8 points. A win here, and we start actually eking some little bit of distance away from them, and, well, I'll take as much distance as possible from Juventus, because historically in Football Manager, they're really good. Without further ado, we are going to have a little bit more of an in-depth look at Juve, because if they don't have a very good time of it, and somehow I don't do business with Milan, this is a team that we might end up coming back to. So, you know, they've signed like a Florentin Luiz, St. Maximum, who's a very good player on Football Manager, of course, as well. Luiz is also a very good player. You know, they have Bashir or Badiashile. That's probably how you say it, Damien. Badiashile. But yeah, you know, Jasper Prilla's a good wonder kid. So look, they've done some sort of business as well. Mose Keane, we actually bought off them for my Royal Hippers side in the save. But yeah, look, it is a team that we can get at, and there is some of the business that they've done. I think that we can win this game of football. Now, we do have Luis Alberto injured, Kevin Kukwe, Amico, Tisney, and Daniel Pogezi have all played in the under-20s. That's okay, because for a big game like this, I probably wasn't going to use the kids anyway unless we're somehow pumping Juve away from home. Without further ado, let's get into the team. It is lining up in the full-strength side that we've been playing in at the minute. Madigan, Calabria, Kalu, Tomori, and Theo Hernandez with Ismail Benacour, Tonali, Dani Olmo, Giovanni Reina in the hole has been fantastic. Victor Roque has been good, but Rafael Leao is a man that is after my own heart because he is slowly just showing that he might be the best striker I've ever used on Football Manager, and I've used a prime Fabio Silva, who scored 1 million goals in France. I've used a region called Nicolas Adrien for the people who remember as well. I've had James Bargetts in my youth save, who was a New Zealander playing in Germany. He was pretty good. But yeah, look, if Rafael Leao keeps continuing what he's doing, we're going to have arguably my best ever Football Manager strike I've ever used, and we'll get into my best ever 11. Anyhow, Juve lining up in the 4-3-3. The team is as followed on screen. Apparently, they've dropped Szczesny, and my backup keeper that I sold him with Vicario, who's not even an Italian international, was starting. Wow, that's good business by us if that's the best keeper they could get. Brenner in there as well with Badiashile. They got Locatelli in the middle, who's fantastic. Weston McKenna's playing right wing. This is a weird side. Dennis Zachariah, but Padres 2. I'm actually in a little bit of shock that Juve got Weston McKennie at right wing. What's going on at Juventus? Have they got like injuries that we're not aware of? Yeah, Kessie is out injured. Makes some sort of sense now. Where are they predicted to come, Juventus? 3rd. So, yeah, with Kessie on the right. Look, very odd. But Weston McKenna's starting at right wing. We have to win. Simple as that. If Weston McKenna's starting against you on the right wing, Juve are severely weakened. You have to go out there and beat them. Now, Juve, they're going to be in the infamous Juve kit with the black and the white, formerly called Zebra on FM. I will say, on paper, as in where the team's meant to finish, this is a game I'm happy with a draw in away from home, for sure. But I think we can get at them. And a highlight 12 minutes in finds Theo Hernandez with the ball. And he looks for Rafael Leao, who wins it back somehow. And Dani Olmo now picks it up and drives. With a ball and a half to David Calabria. He whips a Victor Roque. And, well, don't forget Victor Roque, boys. He's still a wonder kid. He's still developing fantastically well. And, well, David Calabria finds him at the front stick. And we lead 1-0, 14 minutes played. I don't want to utter the words of if we're really this good and we're scoring this early against Juve, do we dare dream the dream of winning the Italian Cup and the Serie A first season and just see what happens in the Champions League? We could complete Italy in a season with this team. Now, Dani Olmo with a ball back stick, looks for Tomori, doesn't find him, falls back to Tonali, Giovanni Reina, Tomori, Kalu. David Calabria can go down this right-hand side. Ball and a half to Victor Roque. David Calabria is whipped in, ball blocked, and here comes St. Maxim, and he's quick enough to cause anyone issues. And Kalu tracks his runner, but he's held the ball up superbly well, and it finds Moretti. Dusan Vlahovic, Maximin in, need a tackle. In the end, we didn't because he's put it wide, and I think that's a bit of the difference here at the minute. We've had our one big moment, we've scored. They've had their one big moment, they've missed. And, well, David Calabria may be a little bit scared to make a tackle in there because he's on a booking, which, look, fair enough. I prefer to have 11. We got away with it. Ball goes, and Tomori wins the first header, but falls to Juve there. Dusan Vlahovic is in here. That's got to be a goal. Pretty run stuff from Juve, but look, when you have Vlahovic in the hole, as my phone decided to start playing the Facebook video I've been watching, 31 minutes played, 1-1. Maybe we should do a little bit better with Tomori's header, but yeah, Kalu gets caught on his heels, and that's a pretty good ball, to be fair. I know Manningen maybe should do a little bit better, but I think the ball kind of eliminates him a lot. Anyway, Kalu, Ismail Benacour dropping in between the two centre-backs to pick it up, which is fine. And Tonali. And now we need to just get past this first line of the press. If we can find... We don't. There's just trouble. Big trouble. They squeezed on us so we couldn't play out the other side. That's a really good press from Juve, to be fair. I was going to say, if we can break the coming out the other side and breaking that, you know, that quadrant that they're trying to keep us in, we would have got out the other side easy and been able to play. Theo Hernandez now, as you can see, Dusan's putting himself in an area where we can't find this ball here, but sometimes the ball into the channel for Rafael Leao works as well. Theo Hernandez wins that one back. Dani Olmo, Rafael Leao's there. Keeper came for it, and well, agent, backup keeper of ours and Vicario came up for one, never got there, and Rafael Leao, with as much composure as you would like to see in a striker, just easily passes it past him, and it's 2-1. Great ball from Olmo as well. Keeper, I don't know where he's gone to, where he stood, but look, we'll take it. Rafael Leao goal, and yeah, Vicario really should get a bad match rating for that, but well, Foot Manager is weird with its match ratings. David Calabria now, Ismail Benacour. Olmo could hit it, ignored against it. Ball back stick's fantastic, and Rafael Leao really should have headed on target for 3-1. The ball eliminated keeper and centre-back / full-back there, and well, really should have been a goal. 2-1, we lead. We're in a very good position. I will say that Kalu is having a stinker of a game at the centre as a ball-playing defender. Might change him in the centre-back because he's having that bad of a game. Giovanni Reyna's picked up a knock as well. Theo Hernandez throws, looking for Giovanni Reyna, who has that knock. Falls to Dani Olmo, Tonali. David Calabria can beat a man. Gets a little lucky, but still has the ball and does look to beat his man now. And his ball into the box doesn't find it past Bedia Shilde, but we get lucky because Bedia Shilde forgot where the ball was, and Rafael Leao at the back stick is 3-1 after Victor Roque picked it off him in the pressing forward role. We'll say that. I think that's the match engine saying that this ball from David Calabria is meant to find someone at the front stick, and the game realised it didn't know how to compute that, so we better show a defensive mistake to do it. They still need to fix the matching graphics engine talking to each other, don't they? In the end, we lead 3-1, so we shouldn't complain because it's worked for us today. Now, we do have a few tighter legs out there that played against the Swallow, but we're going to leave these boys out there until they're tired, which is now. Benacour is dead and on a booking, and Tonali is dead, and Esposito is going to come in, and Dani Olmo is dead, so Andre Gula is going to come in there as well. Giovanni Reyna's actually got a knock, but what sort of injury is it? He's got better fitness, though. Potential thigh injury. He seems like he's okay. I'm going to bring Andre Gula in for Dani Olmo. We're going to risk Giovanni Reyna here, I think. Calabria should come off too. Free kick here for Moretti. He's a pretty decent centre mid. Good free kick too. Fabio Moretti, nice from the Italian international. He looks very good on FM this year. Bit against the run of play, 3-2. Set piece. Weird game. There's been a few mistakes here and there from a few players and the set piece guys. Hasn't been the cleanest game a Football Manager has ever produced. And we lead 3-2. We've only had 3 shots on target for 2 goals. Time has ticked away here. I'm actually going to start making the change of getting the wing backs to sit back in a little bit more. So wing backs on support. And we are going to also look to start time wasting Don't be as expressive and start lowering that tempo slightly as well. Still staying in the same system, but I want them just to, make sure the wing backs don't overcommit here. It's probably a big thing here. And with 4 minutes left to go, we are now going to move us into balanced, into time waste, into lower that tempo. And we are going to now hold shape, slow it down, and we're now going to look to go very defensive here. And with that being said, Giovanni Reina is going to come out. Jacobo is going to come in, and we are going to move to a flat back 5 if the game wants me to do it. There we go. We are going to move into a flat back 5. And Andre Gilda's just going to help out by being on support as well, just buzzing around if he needs to pick a ball up. Highlight here, because I'm trying to make a change. If we concede now, because I'm trying to make a change, I'd be livid. But we let it go for do something. This is going to be a goal because I'm trying to make a change. Football Manager, I hate you. You are the dumbest game ever. I've paused and I've tried to make a change. Then it's Zakaria, Kirkez, equaliser. It's deflected over the bar. All because I'm trying to make a change, huh? We don't get to see the corner either. This game's fun. 3-2 we win. We'll take it. But that is a little bit weird. We edge a game that we're very good in. Juve, though, on the break, were pretty decent themselves. Look, I'm always going to take a win against Juventus away from home. Our winning run continues. Rafael Leo scores another brace. Who would have thought? And look, we even though we had to go defensive at the end, we held on, and that's all that matters. It's a 3-2 win, and we go to 15 points as well. We are going to leave Giovanni Reina to the physio because he'll try and be back for the Real Madrid game, which is fine. I'm going to see his guys in a second. We've got Venezia coming up first. Then we got Real Madrid away from home at the Bernabeu in a massive game in the Champions League. Close YouTube. YouTube. Don't close YouTube. Give it a like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Close recording now. Welcome back in YouTube. On screen is your team to play Real Madrid away in the Champions League. Obviously, we've only played one match since we last met, so the group stage looks like this, or the group league phase. Real Madrid have played one game, and they drew to Liverpool 0-0 at Anfield, so not a bad result to share the spoils there with Liverpool. We, of course, are on top of the tree because we won 5-0. But yeah, the Bernabeu under Ancelotti, a way different animal and a different beast. Put to see, Champions League winners. Real Madrid won it 2 years ago. They won it in 2021-22. So, yeah, look, they're a good side when it comes to Europe. In terms of the team, pretty much full strength. We played a couple games since we last met as well. Probably should show you them. We beat Venezia 3-1. Mostly rotated. Alberto played with a bit of a knock. Tonali had to play 90 because the under-20s played against Real Madrid's under-19s, which the under-20s did win, which was great. So, yeah, we're not at 100% full strength, but outside Giovanni Reina being fit, we are pretty good. Tempted to give Tisney a game because he's finally scored his first goal for the club as well in a league game. But I am going to go with an Andre Gula, and we're going to move Dani Olmo and Andre Gula around and go like so. So one slight change from the best 11, but look, I think that's still a good enough side to do the business. Victor Oquay now playing at a level that is pretty fantastic for the current division, etc. Apparently, as an advanced 40, he's outrageously good, and that's probably true. In terms of the team, though, as full strength as it comes, bar Giovanni Reina, as mentioned, Manigan, Calabria, Kalou, Tamori Hernandez, Ismail Benacour, Tonali, Adra Gula, who I think will be fantastic when he gets developing, Omo, Victor Oquay, and Rafael Leao. With that being said, let's get this underway as well. Apparently, we selected one substitute outside the match. There you go. That will fix that. And away we go. Let's go and have a look at Real Madrid and see how they are looking in this game, and then get underway here as well. I know they signed Arezzo this year because I was looking at Arezzo. So, yeah, I would imagine Madrid have signed quite a few. We know they've signed Lamptey over time. Rudiger with Alain Normand, Tushamendi, Valverde, Camavinga, Asensio, Vinicius Jr. Yeah, just Arezzo really, from what we saw with Raul Hippus last season when we were in charge of a team in Spain. Still got Nacho there as well, who I was thinking about buying last year. David's not starting. I'll keep an eye on that because if he wants to return back to Italy, mate, I'm all for it being in charge of an Italian club. All for it. Anyhow, without further ado, that's a pretty good side on the 4-3-3. Massive game in the Champions League. 2 European heavyweights with all so much history, European royalty, as we would call it. The creme de la creme when it comes to big old ears. So hopefully, and big old ears is the UEFA Champions League because it's got the big ears. Liverpool fans will often call it that. A Liverpool fan, what can I do? I've got to live by the history at the minute. It's not been the best year for us. Anyway, back to Glory Hunter, AC Milan, Real Madrid. They're in the infamous Galactico white. And we are, of course, in the famous Rossoneri black and red. Let's get into it. Hopefully we'll be on the good side of a tight game because I think this game's going to be quite close and tense. But Asensio with a ball in back stick, cleared away only as far as Vinny Jr. Valverde, Ferland Mendy of all people hits one into the bar and safely into the hands of Manigan, who didn't seem too concerned with the ball hit his bar. I would have been freaking out and diving to try and reach that one, mate. But look, 0-0. Milan has started superbly well. 21% possession. We are copping it. I'm going to get a shout out there to demand more very, very early on because we need a little bit more of the ball, boys. An immediate response seems to be as we got back up to 40% possession. We don't need to dominate the ball to be good, but I'd rather have it. Anyway, Trisha Mendy there. Should have scored, doesn't. Milan. Real Madrid have hit the bar and the post twice now. The woodwork's been absolutely pummeled. But still 0-0. It's still good. This is one of the games in Hallmark in the start of last episode that we would probably lose because Real Madrid is that good. But Adre Gula with a tackle. Victor Roque on the break. This highlight goes a little bit longer. If Rafael Leo wants to get down the last man sort of side and our highlight does go, we could maybe find something. Or the highlight ends inexplicably as Theo Hernandez faces forward and has some options through the middle. Asensio finds Lamptey here in the 37th minute of the game. All Real Madrid. Ball in back stick. Gonna fall to Vinny Jr. as he keeps it in play. David Calabria tries to press. Ferland Mendy now cuts one in there. Asensio's effort's blocked and Manigan picks it up. We are defending to the last man at the minute and being absolutely mauled by Real Madrid. But somehow it's 0-0 and we have yet to have a shot in the half. But in the 46th minute, Dani Olmo, Rafael Leo, Victor Roque. One shot, one attack. Ferland Mendy on the goal line stops it being one goal. We nearly took an FMing lead at half time. And well, what a last-ditch tackle. It's going to say that's not a shot on target. Definitely was going in. FM does that a lot. 0.5 XG, so quite a high chance of his finishing in the Roque. Very, very upset what I've just seen from the team because we haven't done much. Apparently, Rafael Leao is playing that well. He's on a 7.2 with no service, so yeah, still unbelievable as a striker. But yeah, it has been all Real Madrid. Could go into a 4-3 and mirror them. Something I might... Well, that's not good from building up from Tonali. Valverde, Asensio, Lamptey. Theo Hernandez cuts one, blocked. Arezzo falls to Camavinga who misses. I'm going to go and mirror him into a 4-2-3-1. We are going to go and mirror him. It's going to be Victor Roque up top. Going to go in like so, box to box. Actually, ball winning. They're dominating us that much. That Dani Olmo going there, and Buenacor is actually going to come in as a deep line playmaker there as well. Leao on the left. Look, Adre Gula can play as a winger on the right. I think that's okay. We don't have too many wingers. Giovanni Reina can play out wide on the wing as well. Rafael Leao can play either side. I even think Victor Roque can play either side too. And why I'm doing this is I'm trying to try and nullify him. Definitely trying to nullify him. Sandro Tonali looking dead, but he's probably a bit too important. Same Theo Hernandez to bring on. Trying to think who's going to change the game. Andre Gula's not had the best of game. This is a big call. Victor Roque out to the other side. Another inside forward on attack, I think. I'm going to move these two around so they're on the best of what they can. Kevin Kuqui's been decent. And I'm going to put him up top. In a big game. It's a big call. Sergio Tonali is actually going to come out here because I just think he's tired. I am going to bring on Aneka and he's going to go probably back a line to allow Bentancur to go into box to box because he can go up and down. Looking disheartened. I'm going to take you off then. I'm going to bring Sebastian Esposito into here, some fresh legs. Hernandez is dead but having a good game. Don't particularly want to take him off. The back four we get to concede, so I don't particularly want to take him off either. I'm going to do that. We're going to mirror him. It's a big call, but we're going to mirror him. I just realised at the 58th minute, Theo Hernandez is dead. We probably should get him off. Kufau, who, we were very shocked when we were in charge last year. Raul Hippostudy was here. Anyway, Tamori picks it up. Odaneka, Esposito, Olmo, Kukui gets freaking annihilated by Valverde, but Theo Hernandez wins it back, and that's why we don't want to take him off. Dani Olmo then loses it. It's a game of no one wanting the ball. Kufau. Valverde, Tushamendi, Camavinga with time, puts it over the bar. They have been poor, to say the least. I'm going to try and get on the ball a little bit more, though. I have to bring off Theo Hernandez, unfortunately, for Mikolenkov, who is going to go fullback on attack, because I do think that's the best role for having one of them. Manigan's going to sit home as well. People tired. No one having a great game. Victor Roque's having a stinker, but I don't particularly have anybody else to come in. Do I dare put him out there as an inside forward on that side? Amico is a youngster. I'm going to give Roque a few more minutes to see if he does something, and then I reckon I'm going to get the other youngster and Amico out on the left-hand side. Long throw to Kukui, who does well enough to try and knock it back to Milenko. It was a weird throw-in, but we'll win the ball back in the press. Odanenka, poor again. Real Madrid probably deserve a goal, but we'll win it back a third time. Tamori, Dani Olmo. He's just lost the ball every time we've given it into his feet. I just don't understand in a big game, players forget they can actually pass the ball after one touch. Calabria with a tackle, full straight to Ferland Mendy, though, apparently. Tushamendi now. Arezzo, Valverde, drives, Valverde, Manigan with a great save at the near stick. 69 minutes played. We've been absolutely pumped, but it is 0-0. Asensio, headed away. Apparently it was a handball by Rudiger anyway. And there we are. Corner, could you imagine? Dani Olmo front stick and headed over the bar by Kalu. 71 minutes played. Madrid have pumped us, but we're doing things. Rafael Leao's picked up an injury, a potential thigh injury. I don't want to take him off either. I'm now not going to make a change. I was going to take Victor Roque off. I'm now going to leave it just in case Leao has to come off. Time ticks away. 86th minute. Dani Olmo gets rid of the ball. Who would have thought? Mikolenkov, Tamori, Victor Roque, falls to Olmo. Just play your centre-back before you lose it, mate. And out the other side, please. We are yet to play the other centre-back in any highlight. Finally we do. Kalu, Rafael Leao, look for Kukui, didn't find him. Was the right idea at least. Vinny over the top. Arezzo's quick enough to get away from this. Madigan, we need you. In the end, we don't because it was offside. Highlight from a set piece. I have paused because my intention here is the time waste for a 0-0 draw. If we could nab one, that would be huge. Or we won't even bother to put the ball in the box. And here come Madrid on the break. Esposito, what a tackle. Falls a nab though. We need another tackle. Kufau now. David Fratelli. Nabri. Arezzo deflected into the post and out. Going to wait for the highlight to wind down and then we're going to make a time-wasting change to hold on for dear life. I haven't been pumped in a game like this where we've kept a clean sheet before. Nabry could have been offside and build up. Referee said no. Vinny Jr. backstick. Calabria heads away. Ferland Mendy keeps it in. Highlight still going. Ball in. Tamori heads away. Kufau trying to chase it. Roque gets on it. That's the highlight. Pause the game now. Balanced. Play for a set piece. Much more direct than pass the ball into the space. But time waste. Move us to balanced. Hold shape. Slow it down. Distribute over the top with a longer kick though. Right? And drop us off. Luca's going to come in for a thing. And I'm actually going to move into the diamond again. But that is because I want to go. We get three guys around the ball up top. Through the middle as well. If you get a ball here, we're gonna go. If we get a ball here, I want these boys to swing it over the top and try and get some tired legs on the break. 5 minutes of added time. Is there a highlight? Dani Olmo whips one. That's a better ball. Rudiger heads away. Kufau now picks it up, and they're going to come on the break again from a set piece. But Tamori wins. This is where I want us to knock the ball and then find someone in the channel, Kalu. Just hoof. And he looks in the channel. Oh, Kukwe was nearly there. We need a win. We don't. Nearly got the moment that we wanted. We don't win the knockdown. Kamavinga beats a tackle. Manigan with a great save. It was a pretty tame effort, to be fair. Highlight doesn't continue. We have pinched the biggest 0-0 draw you're ever going to pinch. Real Madrid, 21 shots to our 5. 5 shots to 1 on target, and well, a chip that should have went in. Real Madrid had an XG of 2.05, but we hold on for a 0-0 draw. We have absolutely FM'd them. We've got to thank Tamori, Kalu, and Manigan for that. Fernandez was pretty fantastic. And, well, we had a half a moment. If that ball finds Victor Roque there and he gets the turn in the 94th minute, we're in behind. So, look, I think they're a much better side. I think at home it's definitely a lot more of a closer game because we can get into it a bit more. But you showed there that we're a good enough team defensively in the 4-1-2-1-2. We have the ability to switch and mirror sides in the 4-3-3 to be more defensively solid and get back in possession because we were down to like 40-45% possession and we got it back up above 50% in the second half, which is great. And look, I think that is a thoroughly professional performance. We recognise that we're going to get beat as well. So the time waste at the end was pretty good too. I think we take that every single day, and that might be a very, very, very important point for the Champions League coming up. Now, in terms of next episode, Dortmund away could be a game I'll give you, but we should be winning Celtic, Feyenoord, and all that. So I'm actually going to come back for Inter as our next game away, next game in the YouTube. Going to come back for Inter, recap the Dortmund and the Celtic game, and I'll recap the Feyenoord game because then it will allow us to go what's happening against Bayern Munich because that game here could be a game that really matters, or it could be a game we've won every other game and it really doesn't. So we'll find out. Until next time, I'll see you guys for Inter Milan in the league, which will more than likely be first versus second. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much and goodbye.